Come along with me as I make an order. So this is everything that you will need to make these pressed floral laminated placeholder bills. I've got my Scotch laminator. It is preheated to the 5 ml setting. Of course, we've got our pressed florals in the pink and purple, my corner punch, my $50 placeholder bills, some tweezers. This is the Cricut brand, but you can use whatever you have. And then my 5 ml laminating pouch, and then my Fiskars cutting board. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. So I take my 5 ml laminating pouch, go ahead and open it up, and I make sure that the closed end is on the left because that's the way I'm going to be feeding it into the machine. Space all those bills out so that I have room to cut them afterwards and get my pressed flowers ready to go. This package is already opened as I have used it for some other orders, and this package is new. I was supposed to open this on the other side. There is actually little notches, if you can see them, on the opposite side, indicating that that's where you're supposed to open it, but I totally disregarded that and opened it on the wrong side. So you can see me struggling to get the flowers out. I ended up having to turn it over and make sure that I could press that little clear film that it comes with over the package of flowers. Otherwise, they would just go everywhere, and we don't want that. So when I open up the package here, you can see that some of the flowers stuck to the film. It is very staticky. So I flip them all over because I like to make sure that I can see all of my options so that I can pick out the flowers that I would like to put on the bills. So this customer ordered a set of the pressed flower laminated placeholder bills. She selected the $50 bill and selected the pink and purple option, and the pink and purple does also come with some white flowers as well. So that's mainly what that package on the left is for, because it had the white flowers. So I'm just selecting the flowers that I want to put on the bills and putting them where I think they would look nice. I try to keep them balanced with the colors that I choose. So keeping the pink, purple, and white balanced on the bill. And then I try to keep the amount and the placement balanced on each side of the bill where I put the flowers. I also try to make sure that I'm doing something a little bit different on each bill because I want people to get just something a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting, making sure that they have almost like a new experience every time they use one of their placeholder bills. So you can see that I've spaced out the different color options on all of the placeholder bills, tried to get the evenness that I talked about. On that top bill there, I did do 3 on one side and 1 on the other. Ooh, it's struggling to focus. Sorry about that. Just because that white flower on the left is so large that I thought it would look better if I put the rest of the flowers on the other side. So I'm all done placing my flowers. I'm happy with how they look. So we're going to go ahead and clean up the pressed flowers so that they don't go all over the place. Making sure I put that one away correctly this time. And then once I've got those out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and close the laminated pouch. Sometimes when you do this, because the film for the pouch is staticky as well, the flowers can kind of stick to that and then move. So you might have to readjust after closing it like I'm having to do here, just sliding things back up to where you wanted them so that they are in the right place when you go to put them through the laminator. So I'm going to adjust the camera here so that you can see the laminator as I put my flower bills through there. You laminate with the closed side down, like I said before, and just line it up as best as you can so it's in the center. And sometimes, like I said, those flowers move, so I had to readjust them because my laminator does go at a downward angle. I am holding the pouch because I want to make sure that my flowers are not moving as it is going downward. I want to keep them where they are as they go through the laminator. It doesn't take very long. I think it was maybe like 30 seconds-ish to get the whole thing to go through. And it's coming out the other side now, and it is all done. Put my laminator off to the side for later. Now I am going to cut my bills. I separate them out so that I have 3 separate bills to work with, and then I can work on trimming them down after. So I line my bills up right to the edge of the white line to get a smaller size so it can be close enough to fit into like budgeting pouches and things like that, because you want it to be as close to a size of a regular bill as it can. So all my sides, like I said, straight up to that white line and cut, and then there you go. I will do this process for all the bills, make them all even, and then when I am done with that, then I will move on to punching my corners so that they're rounded, just because laminating paper can be kind of sharp on the corners. So I just like to round the corners so that it's not as hard to handle. So there's my little corner punch. I think it's a 7mm corner punch. Yep. And y'all, if you know a corner punch that is better than this one, please let me know. This one is kind of, I guess, on its last leg, but it really didn't do well from the beginning. So like it'll punch, but not all the way through sometimes. And you can see like I'm having to like push down on this thing to even get it to try to cut. But again, a lot of the times it just won't go all the way through. So I have to like tear the corners off and use my scissors to round it off to make sure that it goes with the curve that it tried to cut. So again, if you know of anything, let me know. You can see me trying to use foil to sharpen it to hopefully get a better cut. I'll go ahead and tell you it worked for like 2 punches and then that was it. But I figured, you know, when you're using like your Cricut, you use foil to sharpen your cutting blades. So maybe it would work the same for this. Yeah, not so much. So I'm going to have to get a new corner punch. If you know a better suggestion, like I said, leave it down in the comments below so that your girl can go out and get one that works better. After I punch the corners, I do like to run them through the laminator one more time because I want to make sure that when I cut the corners that I didn't break any of the seal of the laminated part. I want these things to stay completely laminated and not come apart or anything. So I just go ahead and run it through one more time. And then there you go. Everything is out, and those are your completed bills. I'm just showing you each bill as it is done, and now it's ready to be packaged. I'm going to show you here how you can use them in your budget binders. This is one of my budget binders. I also sell them on my shop. I also sell those zipper envelopes as well. So they do go right in. They are flexible, but hold their shape. So if you have to bend them a little bit, you can. Then they come right back out, easy to use. And like I said, they're pretty close to the same size as a regular bill. So you can even fit them in there with your regular bills because that's the use of a placeholder. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.